Poor error handling can negatively affect a business because the users eventually lose trust in you if the app always crashes. My name is Abiodun Olowode. I am an engineering manager at Factorial. I lead a team of 6 developers, and we are in charge of a product called the People Performance Product, which helps companies evaluate their employees more efficiently. I would say that error handling is a very important and fundamental concept in programming. Basically, it just entails how we react to errors during the execution of a program. Errors are actually inevitable. They could happen at any time. Error handling at its core refers to how we react. Do we send a message to the user? Do we create an alternative path? Or do we log these errors so we can effectively debug them later? Error handling techniques involve try-catch blocks, where you run the code that is error-prone in the try block, and then you rescue these errors in the catch block and do something with them. Another way you could handle errors is via error codes. Error codes are basically standards via some numbers that pertain to different types of errors. So 401 for unauthorized, 422 for unprocessable entity, and 404 for something that's not found. So basically, using these codes help you to send a message to the user that they can really understand and relate with. The last thing I can say for a junior dev is always know that errors can happen, and so test those paths. Don't only think about the happy path, also think about the sad path and write tests to cover those. Errors can basically be grouped into 2 major groups. We can say expected errors and errors that are actually unexpected. For expected errors, we need to be able to handle them gracefully. And one way we can do that is by creating custom error classes. Because these errors occur in different portions of our code, we want to be able to have stability and consistency. So it's best that we create custom error classes for this. For the errors that we do not expect, it's important that we log these errors and use the error services or error monitoring services that we have been provided so that we can effectively debug them when they happen. Poor error handling can negatively affect a business because the users eventually lose trust in you if the app always crashes. Also, when you have more downtime, then you have less funds coming in. So it's important that if you handle a couple of dev teams, you ensure that they have a culture of not only testing the happy path, but also the sad path. Secondly, it's important that you invest in error logging or error monitoring services, because these services help you have visibility over what's going wrong and when they are going wrong. You can set up some dashboards that help you see what teams have more errors so that you know where to invest more time into cleaning up your technical debt. It's also not enough to just say that, okay, we have these services. You need to be sure that these services are being used. So you need to set up processes like integration with Slack so that the teams get these alerts immediately they happen and they can react to them efficiently. Lastly, I would say that these services cost money. So you probably have a quota, and it helps to be able to tell the devs that we have a quota, we won't want to go beyond 100,000 errors this month, so let's see how we can react faster to them so we don't cross the quota. On Twitter, I go by the Dev Aphorist, and on LinkedIn, I go by my name, Abiodun Olowode.
Hi there! Thank you for staying with us until the end. If you want to learn more about Engineer Explains, click on one of these.